Hey everybody, welcome to Round the Twist, episode 333. It's June 11th, 2018. Thank you everyone for understanding on needing to take the week off last week. I just couldn't get it together and I didn't want to give you guys a less than, at least less than normal show. So some big stuff's been happening, but coffee first, right? Oh, that's good. Oh. To actually get a sip of hot coffee is amazing. So, first things first, what's on the needles? Running around in my bigger fat squirrel bag. That was a gift from a lovely viewer. Thank you again. I can't remember who it is because I switched the card to the other bag. Is my Beck sweater. The pattern is Beck by Danny Sunshine. I'm knitting it up in Rowan Felted Tweed, the DK, in colorway 173. And you'll see the dogs carousing. Hang on. They're there. They're playing. So you'll probably see them tearing around in the background at some point or another. Or hear them. Like that. So, the knitting has happened. I don't even remember where I was the last time I had this out for you guys. The last time that I actually wrote show notes, which was 3 episodes ago on episode 330, I had 3 decreases done on sleeve number 1. So, let me show you where I'm at now. So sleeve number 1. Sorry, getting organized here. This would be sleeve number 1. I was all the way back here. Yep. Here, let's flip around. There we go. Sleeve number 1 is right here. My little coffee cup stitch marker. In a week, I got from there to here, where the little star progress marker is. And then I finished the sleeve. I don't know what took me so long. I was kind of scared of what I needed to do for the cuff. The cuff was so simple. And then picked up the second sleeve. And I think I'm 2 decreases out the second sleeve. If I haven't done 2, then I'm ready to do the second one. Let me see. 1, 2, and I'm about ready for the third. Excuse me. So I'm in about the same spot. I'm going to move my coffee cup marker over. And this is made for me by a former patient of mine. She was making jewelry for all the nurses and aides. And she was upset that she only had 1 coffee cup marker for me because she knew I always took her down to the cafeteria to get coffee. And I was telling her, well, you know, I could always use like a stitch marker, and I was trying to explain those to her, and she's like, I don't have any just rings. I don't know what size you'd need for your needles. And I was like, she's like, I have like little jewelry clasps, and she showed me. I said, that's perfect, because then I can clip it on and see how much progress that I've done in a week or whatever, because sometimes I feel like I'm not making very good progress, and that will give me something to shoot for. And she goes, done. And my next shift, she handed me that along with a few actual stitch markers that would work. So that's from a lovely patient of mine. So I've been making absolutely wonderful headway. I am not stuck on Sleeve Island at all. I'm so excited. Because the end is in sight. I have part of a sleeve left, and I will have a sweater for myself. Yay! Yay! So excited. So Beck has this lovely textured yoke with a little cable-y detail. I don't know if you can really see that or not. There we go. I'm knitting it up on a US 6, which is a 4.0 millimeter needle, and I'm zooming on it. So the sleeves especially, obviously they're smaller diameter than the body, so it feels like it's zooming. But my friend Sarah that is here nannying for us, she has been working Eric and I through the series of Timeless. So if you're big into the time travel Doctor Who thing, this is kind of like that, but also with spies and espionage and stuff. And I'm enjoying it. We're into the second season, which there's only 2 seasons, and it's kind of up in the air whether NBC is going to continue for the 3rd season. I guess it got canceled after the 1st season. There was such a huge uproar that NBC brought it back, like right at the end. So there's this whole Twitter campaign going on to renew Timeless for a 3rd season. So that's been my knitting time in the evening. Also, for just a little project to have with me and keep going, I put some of the, for the stained glass blanket take 2, I put some, sorry, trying to get stuff out here without crinkling too bad. I put some of the small balls of yarn in my TARDIS bag, my Stitch by Jessalou TARDIS bag. And those are just kind of rolling around in there. Contained. Most of these are the one, actually these are all the ones that my mom gave me. So the ones that Mom and I a couple weeks ago, she brought all of her skeins of socks that rock lightweight that she had, because I guess she doesn't enjoy knitting with it, and helped me to wind off 10 to 12 grams, well, I think we did like 12 grams of each skein. So I'd have more colors for the blanket. So in 2 weeks time, I've done all of these. Now that I'm able, out of each one of these wee little balls, about golf ball size, I'm able to get roughly 3 of the hexagons that I'm doing. And the hexagons, the pattern is Juggling Hexes by Wendy Harbaugh. It's a free pattern. Let's see, I've done 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Or wait, did I have another one? I thought I... Oh, it's up in my purse. I've done 25. I was going to say, oh no, I left it at the doctor's office. So I'm actually in the middle of crocheting a 26th because, as I said, I was at the doctor's office. So one final one, and forgive me, I do not know all these colors. I'm doing my best guess. I think this, and the colors are going to be so off. I'm currently working on, but is also this one that I have a second color of. Ooh, that is terrible, so washed out. Let me see, hang on. Ooh, hello, not having computer monitor on. Oh, there we go, there's color. This is, I believe, Watermelon Tourmaline. This is gonna look, it's just gonna look black. Oh no, oh hey, color variation. Who knew, right? So this is one of the Raven series. I believe it's Blackbird, and it's got green and red and blue, and it's all overwashed in black. I actually really loved crocheting these up. And for some reason, I only was able to get 2 and like a half out of this. Like I was on my 3rd round and made it halfway around the circle, and that was it. I was out of yarn, so I don't know what happened with weighing there. 3 of these, which is one of the Christmas colorways called The Cookie Next Door. This, no clue, it's kind of a dingy lavender, and I think it's called Bleck. I could be wrong on that though. This one I know is Pixie Park, and it is so, I think it's, no, it can't be Pixie Park. I don't know what this one is, but it's so happy and so fun. This one, maybe Holidays, I'm not sure. Again, Christmas one. This, yeah, no clue, another purple one, but darker, more of an aubergine. Yeah, no idea on this one either, but it's got brown and blue and orange and fun. And then another Raven, this is the one that had teal and purple, and it looks like magenta underneath. Let's see if any of that shows. Oh yeah. You can't see that much variegation like in person here. You can, if you squint and look at it close, you can. It's actually showing up better on the camera. So those are all the ones that I've done. I have not joined any on yet. It's gonna happen, just hasn't yet. I'm not gonna join all of them at once like I just want to get through all these teeny little balls that were rolling around, and then I'll start in on the regular stuff. So the blanket still remains the same size it was, and I'm slowly working my way. So I'm crocheting those all up on an F hook, which is a 3.75 millimeter hook. Right here. And all of these are Socks That Rock Lightweight from Blue Moon Fiber Arts. So, that's everything on my needles. I have no pokey things. I have nothing on my wheel yet. You're probably wondering what this thing is. This is my close personal friend yesterday and this morning and now this afternoon. This is my Socko rice. It is literally like an old athletic sock of mine that I filled with an 88-cent bag of rice, and when I start to get sore somewhere, like my neck, I throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes, heat it up, and slap it where it needs to go, and it just kind of forms, and I'm able to sleep on it. And yeah, I know I could make a prettier cover for it, but this one's functional, so do what I want. But for some reason, this shoulder and side of my neck, I just got a huge knot in it, and it's so painful. So forgive me that I have a sock pet riding on my shoulder through the whole thing. So yeah, various and sundry, my lovely sock pet. Let me grab my coffee. Estes Park, the wool market. We ended up going up on Sunday. Sorry, I didn't announce when we were going. So if anyone's looking for me, I'm sorry. Things kind of got thrown together at the last minute. Sarah came with us, and on the final curve into Estes, we discovered that Gabe has inherited hubby's car sick gene. That was fantastic. So before going to the wool market, we had to stop for about 40 minutes up by the Safeway Ace Hardware up in Estes and run in and spend money that we weren't expecting to yeah, get him a new outfit and some beach towels and a whole bunch of cleaning supplies to try to make our car not smell like puke. And yeah, it was not pretty. It really wasn't. But we made it to the wool market. I did a quick walkthrough right when we got there of the vendor hall just to kind of eyeball everything. A lot of new vendors this year, ones I hadn't seen. I ended up purchasing two things, well, three things really, but from two vendors that I have purchased from before. If I would have had more time, for once I didn't buy any Connie Toggle prints. I did not stop at Sheep Incognito and get any. Kind of odd for me, but because my tradition has kind of been I buy 3 prints every year that I go, and I didn't get any this year, so oh well. The kids weren't having it. They were starting to get owly from the whole car sick thing, so 2 stops. The first one was one I had been thinking about for quite a while, and I knew she was coming to Estes, Fiber Optic, and I know she goes to festivals all over the country, but the thing I had been looking for, she has just started, so what she used to do, for those who either didn't want to spin the gradients, which I still have a ton of her gradients. You guys saw the stash tour a few weeks ago, right? I have quite a few of her gradients to spin, but she also used to sell them on what she called her paint boxes, and it was on her footnotes base, which was put up in 15 itty-bitty little mini skeins, and all I could think was, ugh, the ends to weave it in. The joining you would have to do. No, thank you. I didn't want to have to do that. And then I guess the paint boxes are being phased out, and she is making, they're called unified gradients, and it's got all the same gradation going through the skein that the paint box is used to, that the spinning fiber does. So after much debate, and Sarah helped me, I purchased Cupcake Factory. Why this isn't focusing. There we go. Which it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It's soft, it's squishy, it goes from like purple to pink to orange to yellow. And I'm excited to do something with this. I'm not sure, but it's very generous. It's 470 yards, 4¼ ounces of a fingering weight with cashmere. So I got that. That's what I was planning on doing. And then I looked at the kids and went, I haven't knit them socks in a while. So we went around the corner, hit up White Birch, which I still haven't knit obviously I haven't knit what I purchased at Interweave Yarn Fest, but I had them each pick out a skein of yarn for socks. So of course, Tara goes for, that is terrible. It's like hot pink and royal purple. And it's called Purple First. And it's a self-striping, stripes back and forth. It's an 80-20 superwash merino and nylon blend. And then Gabe went all over the place. He had about 4 different skeins that he was bouncing back and forth between. And then finally, so if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the picture of him hugging my feet. And for some reason, he has become obsessed with my rainbow socks. So any of my socks that have what he deems a rainbow, he is like, rainbow socks, hug mama's feet. I don't know, even after a long day of work, it's like, child, those feet are stinky and you don't want to know where they have been. But he chose the colorway, it's called Fade to Black. So it does a rainbow and then like a black to gray to black gradient and then another rainbow. So it's striping rainbow blackish, but those will be his socks. So I have a plan and I ran it by the kids and they seemed happy. So when my sweater is finished, which shouldn't be long, a couple more nights of knitting and we should be okay. I'm going to start one of their sweaters, and whoever's sweater that I'm knitting on, I will be knitting on the opposite twins' socks at the same time. Seems fair. Each kid then has something that mommy is working on for them and like they'll remember, but I wanted to make it fair somehow. So we saw sheep, we saw goats, we watched the llama obstacle course a little bit, and then they were hungry. So we headed downtown and had lunch at the Wapiti. It's starting to become kind of our family tradition to go and eat there. We didn't get to see an elk like hubby had wanted to, but we didn't get up there super early in the morning. So I wasn't too surprised we didn't see him. It was too warm out, although it was about 15 degrees cooler up in the mountains than it was down here in the flats. So we'll take it. And then we came back. Gabe fell asleep before we even left town, and his car sickness stayed under control for the whole ride. He woke up like right as we hit the bottom of the canyon and we were out and he could see further. So no car sick on the way down, but just on the way up. He had drunk a lot of water on the way up, so that something sloshed. Anyway, you guys don't need to know about that because trust me, it was nasty. Every nurse has a weakness. I was telling people this, or someone had asked me what my nursing weakness is. And for me, it's puke. I can't. I can deal with any other bodily fluid except that. I have to nope right out of there. I just can't do it. So, speaking of nursing, that you guys know too, I took another job, or a different job. I have put in my 2 weeks notice at my current employment. Will be leaving there this Wednesday, the 13th. I'm going to be starting doing home care with another kind of a senior living place that's focused on keeping seniors in their homes, and they have a day program and a clinic that they run as well, and I'll be affiliated with them or employed by them. So yay for new opportunities. The new job will be Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, no weekends, no holidays. Very rare on call. I guess if the buses don't go out, the home care nurses don't go out. It's like a dream job. And I keep wanting to smack myself and go, there's got to be something wrong. There's got to be something wrong. There's nothing wrong. Yeah. So there's my big news that I wanted to tell you guys. New job. We'll figure out the recording schedule once it starts and I see how it goes, because it'll be 8-hour days, not 14+ hour days by the time you include when I wake up and all the drive time and everything. So I might keep recording on Mondays. I might switch it up. I might record on weekends now. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. I'm going to try to still shoot for putting out something every week, though, so we don't get lost in the shuffle. So it's been good seeing you guys, and until next week, I'll leave it there. Happy knitting.